Welcome. Today we'll discuss formalization. In order to understand this topic, we have distinguished several questions. Question 1, what is formalization? Question 2, steps in formalization. And our last but not least question is about a step-by-step example. Okay, let's start with the first question. What is formalization? How can we answer to this question? If we want to use logic to assess sentences of natural language, we need to translate from sentences of English or any other natural language to formulas in propositional logic. Another way of understanding this is that we're identifying the forms of the sentence in natural language. Doing this helps us identify logical structures present in our statements. This is a step along the way of finding forms our propositions have, and this is formalization. Formalization, a sentence, is a kind of focusing. You attend to some of the features of the sentence, for example, logical connectives and operators, and the ways they combine things, and you ignore others, the particular content of these sentences. But there is one essential moment in this context. This isn't to say that the content isn't important, of course, but in formal logic it is important to focus on the way that propositions are structured and combined. And let's move to our second question, steps in formalization. There are 3 steps you need to go through when you're finding a logical form. Step 1, identify the connectives. Step 2, create a dictionary. And step 3, find the form. For example, formalize this sentence. Our example is, Eva can't do advanced logic unless she's mastered connectives. And how can we translate this statement into the symbolic language? Let's go the 3 steps one by one. Okay, step 1. What connectives can you find in this sentence? We have used 2 connectives here, unless it is disjunction, and not it is negation. And step 2, now we make a dictionary. We can create our dictionary. We look for those propositions, that's atoms that are a part of this statement, which have no logical connectives of their own. And we've got 2 simple statements here, 2 atoms here. The first simple statement, Eva can do advanced logic. We can indicate this statement with the variable L. And our second simple statement, Eva has mastered connectives. It's our C statement. And there is one interesting note here. It's purely a matter of choice as to what letters you use. For example, you can say that Eva can do advanced logic. You can name the statement as the A statement. And Eva has mastered connectives. It can be your B statement. Or you can use other kinds of letters, P or Q and others. Okay. And our next step, it's about the finding the form. And given the dictionary, we can proceed to find the form of our sentence. As is known, Eva can't do advanced logic is the negation of Eva can do advanced logic. So, Eva can't do advanced logic is not L. It is negation of L statement. Then the unless is a disjunction. In general, A unless B has the logical form of the disjunction of A and B. If we say that Eva can't do advanced logic unless she's mastered connectives, we are saying that either Eva can't do advanced logic or Eva has mastered connectives. So our logical form is not L or C. Okay, we can change our example and take a more complex example. Our formalization, a step-by-step example. Okay, let's formalize this sentence. A philosopher accepts skepticism if and only if either reason is reliable or evidence is sufficient, and the philosopher does not accept realism. Moreover, if reason is reliable and evidence is sufficient, then the philosopher accepts realism. Again, we have got 3 steps here. Step 1, identify the atomic propositions. And in this example, we have got 4 atomic propositions. In other words, we can say that we have got 4 simple statements here. The philosopher accepts skepticism. It's our S statement. Reason is reliable. It is statement R. Evidence is sufficient. We can name this statement with by the variable of E. And our last statement in this example, it is the philosopher accepts realism. Statement L. Okay, we have got 4 variables here, S, R, E, and L. Okay. And our step 2, identify the logical connectives. And we have used here 4 logical connectives. And you can see the names of all these connectives. Negation, it is not. Disjunction, it is either of. Conjunction, and conditional, if then, and biconditional, if and only if. On the step 3, translate the components. And a philosopher accepts skepticism. It's our S statement. Therefore, we must write S in the first place. Then, if and only if, it is biconditional symbolic expression, and you can see its symbolic expression written here. Therefore, we must add, for example, its symbolic expression after the S. And by this way, we can proceed our translation process. And you can see that we can express this example in the following way. S, if and only if R of E and not L, and if R and E, then L. Okay. And you can see that it is more complex version of our formalization, but in any case, we must pay attention to the identifying the atomic propositions and then identifying the logical connectives. If we can do these 2 steps in a right way, our last step will not be difficult for us. We merely put the signs of the logical connectives and variables of each simple statement in the formula, and we can get our final result, as you can see here. Okay, that's all for today's discussion. Thank you for watching.